my friends, Denise here from Seuss Art, and we are going to get engaged. No, we're not. Basically, I watched this great video yesterday, and it was all in Russian. There was no subtitles at all, so I could figure out what was going on because I've been living and breathing art, oil painting, and all of the techniques and the mediums and all the things from start to finish, the fat to lean, all that stuff. And I realized somebody who's watching this who may have stumbled on this video like I did is equally curious. I don't know. So I just put in the comments what he was doing all the way through to the end and got a question. And so today we're going to answer that question, and that also reinforces my learning, what I've picked up in this exploration of art. So today's video is on oil mediums and all the different stuff you can do with them and how to use them. So let's come on down. I've created a little thing. See you soon. Okay, my friends, so I've gathered together a whole bunch of oil paint mediums. These are the things that we're going to mix with our paints to either increase the gloss and the dry time, increase textures, dry time, gloss, matte, dry time, all sorts of different really fun things that we're going to be able to do here. I have just a 8x10 board here. It's just a panel. It's been gessoed, and obviously I've been playing with it. So the first one I want to talk about is Liquiline. Liquiline has been around for a long time. Liquiline Original, it looks jelly-like, but it gets very thin. I love this stuff. I use it. You can buy it in the larger containers as well. Liquiline is really a go-to, and there are several ways we can put this together, and we're going to do all of them. So we have Liquiline. Liquiline will, and it just tells you, it reduces the brush strokes retention, resists yellowing, it's semi-gloss, which is cool, and you don't want to use this as a varnish. You just want to add it to your paint. You know, we'll see that. We also have something called Gamlin's Galcoid Light. Now this is also a medium to thin your paint. Galcoid Light is touch dry in about 30 hours. So you're not using this on a heavy coat. You're using this on a very, you know, you're glazing or whatever. Then we also have Gamlin solvent-free finish. This is very glossy. It does dry. It helps increase the dry time. And for you acrylic artists that love your gloss, this is all about that. Now, linseed oil is a thinner, and she does a great job. She's just not going to dry as quickly as you like, but she dries fast. I mean, she does. This bottle's sticky. I mean, you leave linseed oil out and it dries. I don't care what anybody says. Alright, then we have a damar varnish here. Now, this varnish, this can be used to finish your piece at the end. This is highly toxic, but you can also use it as a medium. This is going to give you a high gloss, it says right on the front, and excellent dry time. It says, do not use until your painting is dry. Use in warm, dry conditions. And do not use as a medium. I use it as a medium, it's okay. Anyway, they just don't want you because it's cheaper if you don't. Or more expensive for them if you do. Anyway, so this is my go-to for damar varnish. This is a safer natural varnish. It is pure damar resin, and I can tell because I use damar resin in my encaustic wax pieces in the winter, and we're going to be getting into those this winter. I just got some new aluminum plates to put on my heating element to heat the paper so we can paint with wax. But this is the good stuff. This is really good. This does have a high gloss. It has no carcinogenic fumes, no petroleum, no turpentine, and it smells delicious. It does. It smells delicious. It smells like damar resin with some lavender. It's really nice when you're painting. We also have cold wax. Now I do a lot of painting with cold wax. It's great. You've got this incredible stuff, and I'll show you what you can do with this as we're going down through. But this is also a painting medium for oil. Then we have Gamsol. Gamsol is 100% pure odorless mineral spirits. And why would this be added? Because we're not really going to use our mediums straight up. We're going to add a little bit of this to them, just to keep them from drying until we can get cleaned up and out of here. You know what I'm saying? It does dry fast. Also, I use terpenoid, odorless terpenoid, which means I still have the fumes, but I don't smell them. Yay! I clean all my brushes with this. And there we have it. So what I'm going to do is get the table set. I'm going to fill all these with... I'll show you. I'll get my droppers, because we're not going to be using a lot. So I want you to see one. And I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drops. So we're going for 50-50. And so this will be our damar one. So I'll do 10 drops of the damar. We'll label this, and I will finish the rest off camera. How's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to toss this pipette because I don't want to contaminate the next batch. Oh, that smells so good. So yeah, I'm just going to let that swell in there, and I'll go ahead and mark it. So this is our damar varnish. We're not even going to use the other one, so we'll just go with that. Damar varnish. Okay. And then I'll get all the rest of them done and lined up for you guys, and when we come back we'll apply them to the canvas. Alright, let's do this. Alright my friends, for the purpose of this demonstration I'm going to use not my favorite paints, because these really don't need to be thinned for whatever reason. But I'm going to use a Winsor Newton favorite of mine that is very dry. Very dry. So I like to use a medium with her. And get it out here. Alright. So this is my Burnt Umber by Winsor Newton. And I'm going to put my blobs up here. You see how rough she is coming out. We're not going to need a lot. Maybe. I don't know. But this is like onto the canvas that's just too hard. So you want to use a medium. So let's do cold wax first. And the first thing I'm going to do, make sure my thing is clean. I'm going to mix my cold wax in with the 10 drops of Gamsol medium. It's kind of thinning out. You can use any medium with cold wax to thin it out. Get it good mixed up in there. No more liquid floating around. Oh, there's a little bit, but that's fine. So I'm going to take some of this Gamasol. I'm going to put it here on the palette. And this is cold wax. So we've made a cold wax medium. See, it's thin. It's like watery. Gonna take a little bit of this burnt umber, and I'm just gonna lightly fold that in there. Now you see how the burnt umber is creamier, right? Look at this, creamy. This, not creamy. I do have some wax on here though. So it's creamier, whereas this was a difficult beast. I have a new brush I want to try, but not for this demonstration. Let me grab my trusty over here. And she's a little dry, so I'm just going to dip her into the turpenoid and make sure she's good and dry after she's been moistened. I'm going to give her a chisel edge. And I want to show you what dry, what the paint is, this particular Winsor Newton. There you go. So that is without a medium. That is no medium. That's great if what you want to do is to scrub paint into your canvas, but there's absolute inconsistencies. So now we've added a medium. So this particular medium is our cold wax. And now we're going to go ahead and paint that onto the canvas. Look at that. Cold wax. Now the difference is night and day, right? Night and day. So I'm not going to give you any more nights. I'll just keep giving you the days, because you know what it looks like when it's crappy. Alright, so there is cold wax. Yay! She's beautiful. And another really cool thing that you can do with cold wax is, because she's already stained the bottom of that canvas, you can then take a rubber tool and just go and have some fun. Cold wax is absolutely amazing for whatever you got going on. So over here we have the dry, the paint right out of the tube. And this is with cold wax, and we've scratched into it, which is kind of fun. But I'll fix that so I don't confuse people. But just so you can see what you can do, right? And we'll just cover that up. And you can go back over it, see? Beautiful. Alright, so that's cold wax. Now we're going to wipe our brush off really well. And going to clean it up. Get this spatula cleaned up. Let's keep our palette clean so we're not contaminating with the next round. Alright, so this is cold wax, and we'll go ahead and mark that. Okay. So we'll mark that ORG. And this is cold wax. CW. Alright. Now we're going to go with the linseed oil. Linseed oil is really, really good at doing all the things you want it to do. It's even better when you mix it with Gamasol. So this Gamasol, this odorless mineral spirit, I don't use this for cleaning my brushes. This I buy specifically to do a 50-50 with my mediums. I don't know why. It's just something, I don't know. Somebody said it somewhere in a video, and there I am. I'm going to put a little bit of this linseed oil and Gamasol down. It's quite a bit. I'm going to grab some of this dry paint here, and we're just going to lightly blend it in there. We're not going to smash, crash too much. We really just want to incorporate it. Think about less is best, right? Less pressure, less whatever it is you're doing. Now see, we've just made a beautiful creamy mixture. Again, we have popcorn fart over here and a creamy mixture. This is our linseed oil. So this is a medium. Linseed oil and Gamasol 50-50. No matter what proportions you do, they need to be at least 50-50, and never more than 25% of your color. But you know, that's entirely up to you. Like when when you decide you want to go heavy on the wax, which I do a lot, so it's okay. They dry beautifully, and they're archival, so that's important. All right, so now we're going to go with our linseed oil mix. Look at how beautifully creamy that is. It's not nearly as creamy as our wax, but that's okay because it serves a completely different purpose. It gives you beautiful coverage, and you can, you know, you can keep going for lighter values. You can just keep going. See? We've only loaded the paint once, and we're still going. It's kind of cool. All right, so this is, all right, a little value check on linseed oil, and again we're using Winsor Newton's burnt umber, which is very dry, very dry. But this works with any paint, wet or dry, and I will give you an example here in a sec. So this is going to be our linseed oil. Hello, hello. All right, now Liquiline Original. Let's clean this up. Yay. Liquiline Original was my go-to in the beginning all the time. I haven't used her much lately. I've been using, my paints have been a little more expensive, and it's funny when you get them pricey, they have all the goodies you need, unless you're going for a gloss or something. Alright, so we're mixing the linseed oil with that 10 drops of Gamsol. I'm just going to put a little bit down here. Or Liquiline. This is Liquiline. Or Liquin. I always like to put that extra Liquiline in. And let's pick up some paint. And we're going to do the same. We're going to go ahead and blend these two. And my husband might fly in. He's actually replacing a hose on my 2006 manual transmission CRV, the power steering fluid. Popped a hole. 2006, my friends. He's been my only mechanic. It's wonderful. Alright, so now we have a clean brush and we have a clean palette. This is Liquiline. Alright, this is your Liquiline. It's a bit more transparent, but you can change that in how you apply it. It does like to leave brush marks, so that's up to the pressure that you use. Beautiful. There's our Liquiline. So this is our original, right? The paint does not move on the palette. And just so that we're all together on that, I'm going to go ahead and just clean this brush really good. I'm going to grab some more of this paint here just to bring you up to specs. This is the oil paint coming out of the tube, okay? That's oil paint coming out of the tube. So the mediums are going to move that paint into a thicker or a thinner layer, more transparent, more opaque. It's just going to let your brush flow. Alright, so let me get this out and give a good scrub here. Pinch, rinse, and repeat. You want to make sure you get as much of that out as possible. I've been taught to check. And I see I've done pretty good. Alright. Let's get my brush. Alright. Now we're off to Gamlin's Safflower. Solvent-free. It's pretty good stuff. I mixed it pretty much it mixed itself. But just to be on the sure. I'll just put a drop down here. Alright. And grab a little paint. Ooh, not that much. Alright, so we are now mixing in the Gamlin Safflower, which is this one, I believe. Yeah, that's this one. Safflower. Okay. Can't remember what I spent, but I think it was like it's over $20 for that bottle. Not much, I know. So this is the safflower oil mixed with, so it's 50-50 mix safflower and gamlin. Coat the brush on both sides. And we'll go in here. And I see it's not as opaque and smooth as the other ones, but what I like that it does is it keeps the paint very opaque and lets you do the scrubbing, which is nice. Yeah, scrubbing is wonderful. So much you can do when you're scrubbing. Oh, this is very nice. See, it's good for me to do these exercises as well as it is, because I'm learning too. 8 months is nothing in the drop of oil paint explorations career. So yeah, this is the Gamlin Safflower oil, solvent free, which I really haven't explored enough, obviously. But then again, I'm still learning every day, so that's a pretty good choice. I would go with that. You can go dark, light, keeps going. Yeah, that was pretty good. Alright, so now we're on to the Gamlin solvent-free gel, and I have used that quite a bit. And it is very, I think what blew my mind was how like acrylic-y it got, like when it dried. It was just like this shiny acrylic blob, and you know, whatever. But we're gonna do it. So I haven't really used it since then. I guess it would be okay if I was going for, I don't know, maybe a water scene? Yeah, like, and I wanted the ocean to have that wet look, you know, maybe, I don't know. I'd have to think on it. But it's also good for impasto, so if you want to go thick. And I think that's what I'd like to show you today. Is the impasto that you can do. But again, I've thinned my batch, so to keep this as an oil-based medium. But you can keeping that in mind. Use the gel and create a thick impasto effect. But for painting, as a medium to make your painting, to make your paint paintable, this is good stuff. All right, like that. All right, so our brush is nice and clean. Let's get some of this up on both sides. Oh, we gotta mark our stuff too. So this is the Gamlin solvent-free gel. So I'm finding the Gamlin gel and the safflower oil both have the same tendency to be, I don't know, you're scrubbing more, which is kind of a good thing when you're doing scenes that you're scrubbing, and you do scrub a lot. So I do find this fascinating. I found this, the cold wax one, I'm very smooth. The linseed oil, of course, I know, very smooth, and gradients are excellent. Liquiline, very smooth, very more transparent. Kind of lost some color, could have added more. Gamlin safflower oil, excellent for all of the above. Again, we went back to the original. This is adding no medium to your paint on your brush. And now we're at the Gamlin solvent free gel, and you get a good coverage, a good opaque coverage. And again, you can scribble and scrabble and scrunch, and yeah, it's got some really good properties. Yep. Still, again, not don't use it too much. Damar varnish. Let's do her. I do use her a lot. As a matter of fact, I should have another bottle hidden somewhere that I just bought. I haven't used her lately, but I've been doing landscaping, but I've been using a very wet approach. So let's do our Damar. Just kind of get that gel in there. All right, and just a little bit. And can't use that again. I killed it. So this is the Damar varnish. Damar is a resin that comes from a tree. This resin, when it hardens, will last for centuries and centuries. It is so archival, it's off the charts. I do a lot of encaustic wax work, and they'll be around for centuries. It's kind of funny when you think about that. Alright, so we have a clean brush. Let's make sure. Yep, okay. So this is our Damar varnish, our really safe one. And you really get a good strong dose of your color. Look at that. Oh yeah, very strong. Look at that. So the Damar is not thinning out your paint, and your scrub is still a scrub. It's a dark scrub. Nice. So, which is great when you're like going for changing your values, you know. If you can do it all in one pop, you're setting yourself up for success right there. That's really nice. So the Damar varnish not only smells fantastic, but has far greater opacity than using your other mediums. And it's also excellent for scrubbing. So yeah, scrubbing is really fun. I get scrub. Okay, we're almost done. I'm sorry. One more. Galkid Light. Alright, Galkid Light. Okay, brush is nice and clean. So Galkid Light is kind of a weird little beastie. Don't use her too much. Again, very glossy. So, you know, you have to pick your poisons, you know, on your gloss. The only matte we have here is, actually we're using it right now, I think. Is this? No, she's glossy. What was the matte? Your linseed oil. I think, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I don't know. There's another one in here. I'll have to look for it. So let's get that. Mixed in there. Not too heavy, my friends. Not too heavy. Pat, 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 pat. just want it nicely distributed. That beautiful pudding. This is what I do, so I don't waste paint, but you do you. Alright. So I'm going to take this side of the brush because I contaminated the other one. And this is our Galkid Light. Now Galkid Light is going to definitely gives you a more transparent finish. Definitely a fun one for your first layer. You know, you could increase your the amount of linseed oil you mix with it, and trust me, my friends, if you go heavy on the linseed for your first layer, and that's your blocking in your colors, your fun, your shapes, it's dry by tomorrow, you know. And then you can, and if you want some gloss in there, you just throw that right in there. Just make sure you clean your brushes really well, because your brushes are going to get hard and sticky and stupid, just like that. Just like your painting. So we covered all of them, which is cool. What I want to do now is take this paint and I'm going to stain this canvas. Ooh. And I'm going to go ahead and just plop all my medium on here. I'm not wasting nothing. I'm gonna have to rinse all my cups here too. You can tell I have cats, right? What is she doing? Out there and give them a wash in a minute. So this is one of my landscape brushes that I use. It's a brown one. And I'm going to take all this medium and I am going to just scrub this canvas with it. Because what we did today was fun, you know? It was fun, but I can still use this canvas. Maybe we'll put some red in the sky because we got these letters up there. So that was mediums all day. And now it's your imagination all the rest of the way. Where can you take it? Where's it going? Alright, so let's recap. We went over cold wax, linseed oil, Liquiline Original, gamlin, and we discovered that all of them make paint move. When you have paint like Winsor Newton's popcorn fart, and there's a lot of this out there, my friends. This, when you have this kind of paint, I'm going to take a little bit over here. There we go. And you run it through a sieve without a medium. Well, there's medium down there, so that made that easy. But if you were to take, this was our Liquiline Original. So you have a little Liquiline. Look at that. No medium. Medium. See? With a medium it spreads. Without a medium it does not. So that's why we use mediums, and there's tons of them out there. Spread it as thick or as thin as you like. Have fun with it, and I will see you next time for part 2 of this wonderful thing we're doing with the clouds. What? This is Denise from Art saying ciao bella. I hope that answered your question, Mana. I love you, Mommy.